this podcast ain't big enough for the two of us.
I reckon you got a meeting with my shotgun.
Well, you know what they say.
Whatever they've been looking for,
it's right here. And welcome back to another episode of Looking with Alexis and Cole. I'm super excited to finally announce that, guess who else is back?
Alexis!
Yeah,
and the buttons are on sync.
The buttons are back as well. How was your trip? How is it to be back?
Oh my god, yeah. Seems like it was 5 months. I feel like I've been gone for most of March.
I also do feel like you've been gone for like 2 months.
Yeah. Fun employment's really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just came back from New Orleans. The reason why I was there was for a research meeting, but that was like the official reason. The unofficial reason was because obviously I wanted to go to New Orleans again. It's my second time in New Orleans, so last time I was there I was for a frat conference. Don't cancel me. But I had such a great time. It's really such a lovely city with like a great sense of community, and I really got to see that. I stayed in a mansion in the Treme neighborhood.
Money.
Yeah, well, not Airbnb. Yeah. It was a room in a mansion in the Treme neighborhood, which is north of the French Quarter, and it's actually the oldest continuous African American neighborhood, which was really cool. And then I went to Louis Armstrong Park, which is also in the same neighborhood. That Congo Square, which is where the blues were started. And of course, in very New Orleans fashion, I was just standing in front of this tree, and I got an impromptu tour guide tell me what this tree was about. And he's like, this tree is 284 years old. And then he was like, you see that, which is Rampart Street. You see that road right there? It used to be a big wall that would actually separate the slaves and the Indians from the white folks. Yeah. So because they were French Catholic, they would give Sundays off for their slaves, which is different than the English, I guess, tradition. And they would and then they would say, because that was kind of like the day of rest, and then the slaves would actually work that day and get paid, and so then they would actually end up paying for their freedom. So that's why New Orleans had a big community of freed slaves as well.
So a little history lesson.
Yeah, so lots of history. Yes. Shout out to Karen, my walking tour guide, my favorite Karen. Well, no, I can't say my favorite Karen. I have a cousin named Karen. I love you, Karen. But yeah, beignets, po' boys, gumbo, etouffee, meat pies everywhere. Oh my God, cafe au lait.
Food.
God, it's just delicious. I maybe had a little bit too much food. One night I couldn't go out because my stomach was literally like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, the TikTok that you made of your little review in New Orleans was like super funny.
Yeah.
I love that though. Speaking of which, tune in to his new series.
Yeah, my new series. What is it? First take reviews with Alexis. Yeah.
Well, so, also, my quick question to you about that, your trip too, is so you obviously saw the last episode with Brianna.
Yes.
Some of our little expectations about New Orleans, like were any of them right? Were they wrong? Did you feel that spiritual energy?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of spiritual energy, I didn't feel any kind of dark energy. I felt really alive. It's a very alive city. Okay. It's all about fun. I would say that, New Orleans is not just Bourbon Street. It's Frenchman Street. It's the Garden District. I could tell you, I literally walked 3 miles from the Garden District all the way to where I would be that one day that my phone died. Like 10 p.m. But it is like such a gorgeous place for culture, for food, just seeing such a vibrant, thriving community that for the most part is has its roots in African culture. It's just amazing. So it's definitely got its dirty parts, as every city does, but it has its charm, and it's one of a kind. I truly can't wait to go back for next year for Mardi Gras. So Stay tuned, guys.
Maybe
and Cole's gonna join.
I was just gonna
say.
Not a
maybe. Cole's gonna join.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe I'll be there, but I do need to go though. Anyways, so I'm glad that you enjoyed that trip.
It's cute.
Buttons. You may. Okay, well.
Okay, yeah.
Forgot about that button.
But I am so ready to be back. I need to get my life together.
Oh my god.
My room is still a mess.
Mine isn't that clean either. So
yeah.
And
What's your excuse? Well, you got a job.
A party this
yes,
upcoming weekend too,
the
for
birthday
my
cake.
I'm not telling you all my age, but if you listen to the first episode, you'll know how old I'm turning. Exactly. I can't control it anymore.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So old. Yeah, but I'm super excited about that too.
Yeah. What's Dune 2 related?
Yeah. Okay, so the party is Dune 2 related.
We kind of joked about
Dune
it.
Related. Yeah.
2 episodes ago.
I just got all of the
decorations.
The decorations. Today.
Yeah.
And we were just planning what the place is going to look like in a couple of days. So.
Oh, it's going to be trippy.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have some videos.
We definitely. Okay. No, we should do like a little.
Yes. Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Looking for a Dune 2 party.
Duh. Oh my god. Okay, well, promo coming soon, y'all. Okay then, so for our pop culture recap today, we're going to go over 2 movies that we recently saw. And they are called Problemista and American Society of Magical Negroes. So, I think before we even kind of get into that, first I want to say, because we got some great feedback from y'all, spoiler alert, because we forgot to say that about Dune, and people were like, wait, the movie, I didn't see it yet. Like, we spoiled it for them.
Oh, yeah, we did. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, y'all. You should have saw it opening weekend, though.
Yeah, that's on you.
Oh, you shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
that's on you. Anyways, though, before we get into that, though, I know that you had like strong feelings about Problemista, and then I had strong feelings about American Society of Magical Negroes. So I want you to go ahead and start us off with just your review for them.
Yes. So to recap, Problemista follows Alejandro, which was played by Julio Torres, who's a regular on SNL. And so he is essentially a toy designer that gets an interview for Hasbro. He gets turned down from that job, and so right now he doesn't have a visa, so he's looking for a sponsor. His time is running out. Literally in the film, he's actually disappearing, like in a way, or like people who can't stay in the country actually disappear. So he's looking for someone to sponsor his visa, but at the same time he's like looking to make money. One of the things that the movie really captured beautifully is the absurdity of the American dream for immigrants who have to come to this country and make money but not be authorized to make money. So then how do you make money? Through Craigslist. And so the way that they personified Craigslist, I mean, you have to watch the movie, but it is so funny because there's this basically like this like magical like Craigslist fairy. Yes, exactly. And so he looks for odd jobs on Craigslist to do, and that's that's a bit in of itself. But he ends up finding an artist whose husband has recently died, Tilda Swinton. Love Tilda Swinton. And so she's trying to raise money to preserve her husband because he's cryo-frozen right now. So she's trying to raise money, trying to collect all of her husband's like artwork to make a gallery show. And she basically promises, if you do this with me, I'll sponsor your visa. And I won't get too much into it because I don't want to spoil the movie, but it was really inspirational to see myself actually represented for once. This being a gay Salvadoran immigrant, who thankfully I was born in this country, so I already had my documents, settled. But I a few years ago, some of my family was still kind of like having or like was on the road to citizenship. So that's still very pertinent to me. And I still never forget about my immigrant groups, and I would never really I would still like want my kids to know about that,
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course.
But I think it was a great representation. It was very artistic, very funny and sad and joyful at the very end, you know. Just the absurdity of being an immigrant in this country, you know, being constantly criminalized, being constantly targeted as the root of all the issues in this country.
Mhm.
Although, you know, really realistically, like the issues come from the top down. You know what I
Yup.
mean? But I think what you know, and we'll talk about this more in terms of like comparing it to the other
Mhm.
movie. Alejandro was a very round character. You know,
Mhm.
he had aspirations, he had goals, he had a characteristic walk. You know, he walked
Yes.
he was like
Oh,
little like
so
twinkle toes,
cute.
literally.
Oh.
So yeah, so he walked on his like toes, and he was like, yeah, like maybe you shouldn't do
Soft
that. Yeah, very
spoken,
soft spoken. But towards the end, I think what he ends up learning from Tilda Swinton is that there could be some benefits to being a Karen in a way, you know.
Yeah.
Let's say that, okay? Being a Karen is maybe not all that bad, but you know, in terms of just self confidence and,
Yeah.
and standing for yourself, and I think in so many ways, my mom has been my Tilda Swinton. My mom
Mhm.
has been like, you know,
Yeah.
stand up for what's right. Say and don't let anyone, you know, step over you, as she would always
Mhm.
say. So I cried at the end. I
Yeah.
laughed so much. Such a
You
funny
did.
movie, and I definitely had my tears. So I really love that movie, and I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah. To your point, something that is memorable or we can like actually take away from the film is it really does pay to sometimes just take up as much space as like white women or white people do, like in general.
Mm,
You know, I think that's something that was really expressed like towards the end of the film. And again, like we'll try not to give any spoilers, but you
yeah.
know, especially just as you know, me being like black and you being Latino, like in times in this world, I do think that like sometimes we can benefit from just truly standing up for ourselves a little bit more and not being as like kind of I don't want to say like in the background or like a background character of everybody else's lives, but like, you know, not necessarily abiding to the respectability politics that maybe some people expect us to kind of abide by.
Yeah, yeah, to, you know your place,
Yeah.
right?
Know your
To kind
place.
of, you know, you're from this background, and you wouldn't know how it is. So,
Hmm.
you know, don't speak up,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
We know what's best for you,
Hmm.
which has been the status quo for so long in
Hmm.
this country. And so, yeah, no, I totally agree with all of that. But
Yeah.
like in terms of like how it differed with the American Society of Magical Negroes, what did you
I think
think?
all yeah, like just like looking
What was your review?
conversely, yeah, like looking conversely at that, especially around like respectability politics. So y'all, first and foremost, the movie starts out with a quote. I think you missed it because you relate to the movie, but they show a quote on the screen, and it is like, or at least the definition of what magical Negro is. And usually, it is a stereotyped black character whose primary role involves assisting a white protagonist, typically by providing magical assistance. And I mean, that's quite literally the trope, I guess, in the and like the plot of this movie. So it's about like a young black man. His name was Aaron, and really he's mixed, but still black. But just so we know that he is
Yeah,
mixed,
yeah,
and
yeah.
who joins like basically an underground group of magical Negroes to help enhance the lives of white individuals. And like that's really it. But I think for me, in comparison to Problemista, this was not done as well. Like I didn't really love this movie because I just think that the overarching trope of like just trying to educate white people on like how we should be treated and how we should be seen and how we feel like in media or in this world is just overdone. Like for me at least.
So
It's
overdone.
it's beyond overdone. And like additionally, I think like the ideas and like the tones of this film they just don't really like mix well. The pacing was off a little bit. There were some monologues and dialogues that
Yeah.
were just way absolutely too long. And like I feel like
It felt like one of our podcast
no,
episodes.
it felt like a podcast episode,
Yeah.
well, a bad podcast
Yeah.
episode. Because like I'm just like if I'm leaving a theater and you have one of your main dialogues or monologues, and I don't remember anything from that dialogue or monologue, like what was the
Yeah.
point of it, and why was it 15 minutes?
Oh yeah, them just walking in the park.
Yes, like why was it 15 minutes? But like I guess like whenever we're talking about those like mixed themes, whenever you're looking like they had a work romance with a non-black, mind you, a non-black person of color who is seemingly his main motivation for even like deciding that he doesn't need to like adhere to these like the respectability politics and everything. Um and then like on top of that, I think what made it even worse is that we know absolutely nothing about like the character.
The main character.
Yeah, like the main character, yeah, Aaron, like we don't know if he has family.
I forgot his name at the end.
Aaron.
Well, I also
That
kind
was
of
it,
fell
right?
asleep.
Yeah, you did. You did also fall asleep, but it shows how
It's so
it
bad.
didn't capture your attention.
No.
But like, you know, it just like we didn't know if he had family, we didn't know if he had friends. All we
Oh.
knew is that he was an aspiring artist in LA. So there was nothing really to ground that character and like I guess bolster up his experiences and allow him to have a full arc or a full journey between like realizing why it is that he doesn't need to, you know, adhere to these specific politics within his day-to-day life, whether it be his personal life or you know, his professional life. And I don't know, to me, like his liberation at the end of the movie just fell flat for me. You know, it was just like how do we get here? And on top, like you mentioned earlier, and why was it a girl, a love interest that wasn't even black that got you to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like in conclusion, there are a couple of like relatable scenes that I think, you know, like whenever you're looking at black people or maybe even people of color in general, you might like look at like, oh shit, I've done that. You know, like him like holding the door for all the white people coming out of the coffee shop. I've done that before. What are you laughing at?
No. Yeah, okay, there were some really funny parts, but funny as in like, what the am I watching? Like, where he was like, I guess like there was like a vision from the past where I guess like the slave was kind of like coming to his slave master and kind of just like cupping his groin.
Yeah, like what the
Being like, you got this, you know?
I just felt like it was almost like minstrelly in some senses.
Oh my god!
Like I was just like, what the hell is literally going on right now?
Yeah.
But I think also, I was looking up just stuff about the movie, and this is a Bell Hooks quote, and I love this so much. And she basically said, because of like a dominant white supremacist environment, it's forced too many black artists to be hyper focused on producing resisting images. And she foresaw a distant future where blackness will be overworked and overdone. And I feel like that's exactly where we still are. So like what she means by that essentially is we're seeing media that because of, you know, how much black people or black artists, black media has been pushed down in the past, now we feel like we need to continue to, through our books, through our movies, through our, you know, maybe podcasts, I don't fucking know, I mean, shit, maybe it's this episode a little bit, but like, you know, we feel like we need to continually talk about the pain that we go through and the pain that we have endured and how we are resisting against that, instead of just actually allowing ourselves to be the creatives that we are and have movies and books and just media focused on other stories that just involve black people.
Right.
Simply.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that just reminds me of when you were really excited about this movie because you thought, oh, okay, maybe it's just a Harry Potter with people who just happen to be black.
Yes. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If there's anyone in Sony Pictures, DreamWorks, I don't know.
Amazon
Studios.
Or
yeah, you have a connection, I think. On. Maybe, I don't know.
No, but no, I do
we
not.
don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just like my thoughts on it. But like in comparison though, so we both also went to go see American Fiction.
Yeah.
And I thought American Fiction was also wait, did you go see it with me?
No, I didn't.
You said, yeah. No, I didn't. Who did I go see that with?
With Rain.
Oh, I did go see it with Rain. I'm sorry, Rain. I love you. I'm like looking at the mic, like she's gonna be in there. Like,
Well,
but
if you rub it enough, she might come out.
Rain. Rub it 3 times and rain comes. Oh my god, she's gonna love. She's gonna be like, "Yo, two
Rub it
mentions,
how many times?
3."
And then she comes.
That was good. Oh. Anyways, Rain, sorry you were kind of in the middle of that. Okay, so American Fiction, though, great movie, and really it has like a similar kind of like satire, satirical moments and plot points, more specifically to how it relates to media and how and like the depiction of Black Americans, to mainly like white audiences. And the main character, Monk, he's a professor and also an author who's like super smart, really capable, writes books with like deep philosophical kind of like meanings and tones. But he's really upset about like this new bestseller that came out, which is basically just like a pondering pseudo representation of the Black experience. And it's called We Lives in the Ghetto. So, and it's like doing super, super well. And like throughout the whole film, he basically is just like, I don't understand why my books don't do well, but like this does. And like one of his agent is kind of like, well, like publishers, they want Black books. And he was like, this is a Black book. I'm Black and I wrote it. What do you mean? And I guess what he's saying is, like they want books that represent the stereotypical version of what people think Black Americans are, because that's what's going to sell amongst a white crowd and everything. And throughout the whole movie, he's just completely upset about that and constantly just arguing against it. But I think one of the things that again bolsters this movie and makes it much smarter than the other one, than American Society of Magical Negroes, is it doesn't just focus on that, but it focuses on his own kind of character growth and his own relationships with his mother, his sister, his brother, who so happens to be gay, his girlfriend, and all of their differing perspectives on life. And a lot of them actually enjoyed this book. And then at one point, I hope I'm not really spoiling anything. I don't think I am. But like at one point in the movie, he's talking to the author of We Lives in the Ghetto, who is Issa Rae, by the way.
I love that.
Who's Issa Rae. And she's like...
President Barbie,
who is... for those of y'all who don't know the name Issa Rae, President Barbie. And she's kind of like, are you saying that like I'm a fraud? She was like, I hope you know that this book was based off of like actual research and like, me like talking to people and blah, 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 blah. And then another big theme is that I think by the end of it, there's two things. A, he kind of learns to get over this kind of like this perception, or like whatever perception it is that other people have of you, and just kind of either lean into it for your own kind of like benefit, or just forget about it and continue to create and do things that you actually want to do, but he also has this kind of like growth throughout the film, because he realizes, I think, that he is a very privileged, wealthy Black man. He comes from a privileged family of like doctors and stuff like that. And I think he, it shows where his expectations are, for other people, other individuals, whether Black or like gay, whenever he's having certain conversations with his brother, etc. I think it makes him realize that there are so many different viewpoints from so many different people.
Yes.
And he doesn't necessarily like. I
think I know what you're trying to say. There's differing interests coming from race and social class.
Yes.
And maybe sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Intersectionality.
Basically.
It's really such a poignant example of like how, just because, Clarence Thomas is Black and on the Supreme Court doesn't mean that he's fighting for the interests of the common Black person. But I guess that also depends on your political belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very nuanced film. Like it had a lot.
You're like, yeah, no, but not to get into politics, but yeah.
Yeah. I do think it's a nuanced film with a few different, like, I guess themes, but they just all in all like wrap up everything so well and with a nice little bow. whereas this one just the other movie didn't. I didn't love it. That was
No,
really it. I just didn't love it.
no, yeah, I really have to watch it. I think, yeah, very, very much the same with Problemista. It was definitely a well-defined character arc
Hmm.
that, you know, in so much just kind of looking past the injustices that arise from being marginalized
Hmm.
and just being yourself
Yeah.
and standing up for yourself, standing your
Yes.
ground, because I would say that I think that, I don't know, I think back then I would think so much more about like, oh, like what do people in the majority think of me? But now
Hmm.
I'm like, you know what? That.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit because I'm doing 150% to be at the position that I'm at,
And I don't really like, I mean, I guess speaking of that, I mean, going
Yeah.
into literally like respectability politics, and how it relates to, I guess, us as people of color, me, Black, you, Latino, whether it be in like the career space or in our personal lives. I think that's just such a that's such a good lead in. That was a good lead in. We're not even gonna
Mm.
be able to have our little transition thingy
Oh yeah,
to
I
get
know,
into it,
right?
but it's okay. But I wanted to. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one, but
That's a
but
transition.
yeah, that was the transition. I wanted to start off with a definition of what vigilance is, and I read an article, and really what it is just an anticipatory in this specific stop, please, in this specific context period.
Context.
Context. It is an anticipatory and ruminative thoughts and behaviors involved in preparation of discriminatory treatment. So it's just like how we navigate the world, just kind of like anticipating and getting ready to be treated differently because of
Uh-huh.
who we are. And I think
Yeah.
something else that the article also like focused on was how much of a burden this can feel like for us and how it can actually lead to like mental and physical health problems. And
Oh,
in a
yeah.
study called like Race and Societal Problems in 2013 that actually was conducted in Chicago, those anticipatory thoughts actually resulted in poor health amongst Black individuals that ended up leading to like cardiovascular disease and like diabetes. And I guess like going off of that and talking a little bit more about our own experiences, what do you think about it, like from your perspective of whether it be pre coming to Chicago or now being in Chicago? What do you think about, I guess, respectability politics and how you have to present yourself or how you have thought about presenting yourself, maybe for your specific career?
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely been a work in progress for sure. Uh, that sounds very vague, but what I mean by that is, I went to school at a PWI, and not only PWI, but a wealthy
Yeah.
PWI, where most folks weren't even eligible for the Pell Grant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a subsection, maybe like 10% were actually eligible for the full Pell Grant, like me.
Mm-hmm.
So being in such, we call it the ivory tower, right? Really, one of the big things that helped me get through that was being in a like starting out my experience with like I guess like a bridge program that actually helped me kind of learn Gen Chem skills before I began. And this was all POC. So I was able to, stick with those connections throughout my whole career. I'm still connected to a lot of folks through that. I was also in a scholars program for underrepresented minorities as well. So I also was in that. But at the same time, I also did join a frat. I did join a social fraternity, which I think with this fraternity was, not, I wouldn't have joined a majority white fraternity. I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
kind of maybe like 50% white and 50% other, I guess. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think in many ways, I was still myself. I still felt like I could be myself, but in many ways, I felt like I couldn't connect to other folks because maybe I didn't have the same experiences. Maybe I wasn't well versed in sports, right? I wasn't. Then again, I was with straight white men, so but I wasn't well versed in sports, or like I, hadn't had similar experiences that maybe they, I don't know, horseback riding or skiing or all this other crap, So. So yeah, so that was back then, but even then, I still felt like I could be myself, and I think also at the same time too, I mean, many people know this, but I also kind of just can be very foolish, but I kind of I make myself the butt of the joke just because I think it also has been like a self-defense mechanism for me in the past, because if I'm laughing at myself, then no one and everyone else is laughing, then no one can really hurt me. Because I am the joke, and I know that I'm a joke, so I'm aware that I'm the joke. So in a way, I do sometimes think about that too. Is that actually feeding into maybe the racial stereotypes that are kind of I don't know, that but being in grad school adds a different dimension because it is a very isolating experience. I haven't had the amount of connections with other people of color that I would like to have had in graduate community. I mean, other than that, I've had really solid connections throughout my graduate school that I'm very happy about, and people for the most part know much more about anti-racism, about social inequality. I'm in a different playing field. But at the end of the day, I still have to understand that I still somewhat feel like I'm the dumbest person in the room, which is not bad. Actually, my mom's always said that. She's like, find people where you feel like you're the dumbest person in the room, which is totally fair. But surround yourself with smart people. But at the same time, it's been something more like, I feel not knowledgeable of what I'm talking about. So this imposter syndrome that, I definitely, you could talk to a lot. So just feeling out of place, and a lot of it just revolves around social capital, right? Not having had access to many of the experiences that maybe other folks in privileged classes have had in the past. So, so I would say nowadays, it's been a lot of growth these past few years, and nowadays I can really be I'm going to be my full self, my full goofy, unserious, yet can be serious. Smart. Yeah, can be serious and intelligent, on the drop of a pin if I need to.
Yeah.
I can do both. I can meet in the middle. I can dance all night.
Come on. This podcast ain't big enough for the two of us.
I reckon you got a meeting with my shotgun.
You know what they say.
Whatever they've been looking for,
it's right here.
Woo!
Oh
Happy Cowboy Carter week!
I can't believe it.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
finally here.
Yes.
We have our beloved Act 2, Cowboy Carter.
Crazy.
What are your initial thoughts?
Oh my gosh. For someone who's had so many career bests, she has bested herself already.
Yes. Once again.
Once again.
Once again.
Here we are. What about you?
I think it's great. I know that the gays have tried to stone me for my opinion on Twitter, but I do think that I think Cowboy Carter to me might be better than Renaissance, and it's hard for me to say that. But I think lyrically, vocally, the genre switching, and it's just I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
you say it's history.
It's a treat.
Oh well, it's history too.
It's history.
That's history.
Yeah. I would say they both have different functions. I'm not gonna say which one is better. I don't think there's, but I would say, is this a safe space? The trifecta for me would be Cowboy Carter, Renaissance,
okay,
and Beyonce.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say B-Day.
Okay.
I like
honestly
B-Day.
amazing choice.
Yes.
I would be mad. What would your
B-Day,
What's your
B-Day was,
trifecta?
so B-Day was
I mean,
up
B
there.
Day was amazing.
B-Day
was like
so my
what,
trifecta before this was Renaissance, self-title, and then in B-Day.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Cowboy Carter in no particular order. Maybe because I just said I think Cowboy Carter's better, so I guess so. But
Renaissance.
Cowboy Carter, Renaissance, and then hold on, let me think. No, I think I'm gonna have to say Beyonce because Beyonce was monumental. So I agree with you.
Oh yeah.
It was like that changed the game.
Oh god, that changed my life, dude. That album.
Yeah.
That album. Like, I had physical with the poster and the little booklet and everything. I was gagged.
Oh my god, I have it.
And the
somewhere in
visuals.
here. Yes. Where's the visuals, B?
Oh my god.
I think the reason why we're not getting the visuals is because Act 2 is supposed to come out before Act 1, technically.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think like there's an order to it.
Well, I don't know. So Act 1 she did a movie. Act 2, you think she'll do another movie? A rodeo tour.
I think she's gonna do a rodeo tour.
That'd be fun.
Coming on a horse. Jolene.
But partners, if you want a full review, you're just gonna have to stay tuned to the next one. Yeehaw! I'm just gonna talk like this now. So I have a little game for us to play.
Mm-hmm.
I list a song off of the track list, and you tell me the first word that comes to mind. First word, first two words, whatever. As long as it makes sense.
First little phrase.
Okay. Whatever comes to mind.
All right.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay. I'm going to spin it on its head and start with the last song.
Oh, shit. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Holy.
Okay.
Sweet honey bucket.
Yeehaw.
Fried chicken. Tyrant.
Sexy.
A hot.
Okay.
Yeah. Two hands to heaven.
Blessed.
Lovers.
Okay.
River dance.
Hold down.
Booty shorts.
Yeah, I like that one.
Desert eagle.
Squirt.
Come.
Oh. If you know, you know.
Oh, Louisiana. Tick tock.
Gay.
Nolans.
I'm kidding.
Gay.
I don't know why. You know why? Because I was thinking of my little gay vampire TV show that's set in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of why I said that.
Adams.
No, it's the interview with the vampire. My interview.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like historic.
Monumental.
Yeah.
The Linda Martell Show.
Cute.
Auntie.
Period.
Flamenco.
Fine.
Interesting.
Okay.
Levi's jean.
Hot.
Post Malone's recovery tour. Most wanted.
Cried.
Cute. Just for fun.
Sad.
Not fun. Smoke hour 2.
Cool.
Lovely.
Okay.
Alligator tears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
I love that song.
Okay.
It's one of my faves. Spaghetti.
Banging.
And meatballs. Daughter.
Murder.
Italians.
Yes.
Jolene.
Hussy.
Homicide. Hussy homicide.
Hot hussy homicide.
Hot honey homicide. Hot hussy homicide.
Hot hussy homicide.
Bodyguard.
Julius.
My favorite.
Okay.
Texas Hold'em.
Classic.
Classic 2.0.
Okay.
Smoke Hour. Willie Nelson.
Loved it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
My Rose.
Toy.
Mr. Sir.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
My Rose toy.
Mr. Sir's toy. Oh.
Let's cut that out.
I'm cutting that out.
Oh.
Protector.
Sweet.
Projector.
Okay.
Blackbird.
A beautiful mix.
Kind.
Okay.
American Requiem.
Ascension.
Insane.
Like, beautiful. But like we said, y'all, tune in next week so that you can hear our actual review on Cowboy Carter.
Woo!
Alrighty, y'all. So we are going to play a game now called Say the Same Thing. The premise of the game essentially is for Alexis and I to both start off with one word. We are going to say that word, and then after that, we're going to try and guess a word in common between those two words. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. So, let's go ahead and start. All right, so you got your word ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Dog.
Boots.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Monkey.
Bites.
Wait, what did you say?
Bites.
Bites?
Yeah.
Do boots bite? Oh, okay.
Dogs bite boots.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so bites. Okay. I think I have something.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 2, 1.
Elephant.
I was gonna say chimpanzee, but like it
Oh,
couldn't.
yeah, I was gonna say chimpanzee.
Damn
Then
it.
I said elephant.
Okay, so chimpanzee. Okay, chimpanzee and elephant. We need to get this one.
Okay.
Ready? 3,
2, 1.
Zoo.
Lion.
Damn it! Zoo. They're both at the zoo.
On my head.
Okay, so
This is really a test of like trusting your intuition.
yeah. We'll just say it. Say the first word. So zoo and lion. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Madagascar.
Penguin.
Oh.
Oh, Madagascar penguin. Is that
But it's
it?
not the same. We have to say the same word.
Julius. King Julius.
Madagascar and penguin. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Giraffe.
Skipper.
Oh, the movie. Well, what's the giraffe's name? Marlin?
Marty, I think.
Marty, yeah.
Okay, so you said giraffe and I said skipper.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Gloria.
Hippo. Oh,
okay. You know what?
there you go.
We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Gloria.
I forgot her name, but that's exactly
Finally.
what I was talking about.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
And I almost said something else and I just quickly, I was like, you know what, Gloria.
That reminds me of like how Pablo Escobar brought all these hippos, brought a couple hippos to his estate in Colombia, and now basically the whole country has a hippo problem because they've just become an invasive species.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hippos kill people too.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact. We learned something from this game.
Yeah. Looking for answers.
For answers.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, let's do another round or two.
Okay.
This time, let's stick within the like genre of cowboy theme to celebrate.
Okay, all right.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Spurs.
Rodeo.
Okay, I got it. I got mine.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Stables.
Horse. You said stables? That was really close.
Really
Okay,
close.
stable. Okay, wait, let me think.
3.
Hold on.
We're connecting on a different level now.
Okay
You in the fifth dimension, brother.
then. Ready?
2, 1.
Cowboy
Lasso.
Chitlin.
Oh.
The Cowboy Chitlin Circus.
That's 2.
Okay.
Ooh, close. So close.
Okay. So lasso, Cowboy Chitlin. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
3, 2, 1. Like
Beyonce.
a mechanical bull. That is a song by Beyonce.
Mechanical bull.
You know,
Okay.
I haven't been to Mechanical Bull here in Chicago. Do you
Wait,
know
that's a
where they have
place?
them?
Oh no, I don't
I'm
know.
sure they do. That maybe Texas got one. I don't know. If you know where there's a Mechanical Bull in Chicago, let us know. Okay, so you have your word.
Mechanical bull and Beyonce. So Wait. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Performer.
Jay-Z.
Where did you?
Well, that's her mechanical
her. I was gonna say rider, so that would have been.
I was gonna say rocket. You know that song.
So Jay-Z and wait, what did I say?
Performer.
Okay. I got this one. Hopefully, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Donna
Rapper.
Summer.
Jay-Z.
Donna Summer is a performer.
But Jay-Z.
Oh, it has to be your word?
Oh my god.
This man.
No, it has to. The word that we're guessing together has to be a mix of both of our words.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So if I said, for example, you said kitchen, and I said toast. The thing that is in common with the kitchen and with toast is what? A toaster. So we will both try to guess toaster.
Is what? A toaster.
Is what? You're probably like fridge.
No, literally.
Oh, fridge. I'm like, no.
The lid.
The lid. No, Patrick. Oh my god.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Okay.
Can we stick? Let's stick to the genre of the South.
Okay.
Everything's Southern.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready? 3,
2, 1.
Grits.
Grits.
Yeah!
There you have it.
And that's the show. Yes. Finally. Woo. Okay. That's it. I don't even want to mess it up.
Yeah,
I don't even want
literally.
to do another round. We're done.
I'm one. It's the only
Man.
one. Amen, partner.